Everyone dreams of becoming someone special. Everyone wants respect, happiness, and a meaningful life. But most people only wish for it. They don't work for it. This is the story of a boy who learned the hard way that dreams don't change your life. Discipline does. In a quiet village surrounded by green fields, small rivers, and chirping birds, lived a young boy named Aarav. He was kind, curious, and full of dreams. Every night before sleeping under the warm glow of an oil lamp, he imagined himself successful, standing on a wooden stage in the village square, villagers clapping, his parents smiling with pride. Aarav read motivational stories every day. He listened to the old radio for inspiring speeches, saved quotes in a notebook, and wrote his goals carefully with ink. I will wake up with the sun. I will study and practice daily. I will succeed no matter what. Reading these lines made him feel powerful, but only for a few hours. The next morning, the rooster crowed. He turned over and went back to sleep. One day became two. Two became weeks. Weeks became months. Every time he felt inspired, he started again, and again he stopped. Slowly, hope inside him began to fade. One evening, Aarav sat alone on the wooden steps of his small cottage, head down, eyes full of disappointment. His village school results had been announced that day. He had failed again. His childhood friend Rohan walked past, carrying a basket of vegetables. Rohan was calm, confident, and always focused. While others wasted time, he followed a simple daily routine. Aarav whispered, "You always succeed, and I always fail. What's your secret?" Rohan smiled and sat beside him. "I don't have a secret, Aarav. I just do what I'm supposed to do. Every day," Aarav sighed. "I feel motivated too, but it never lasts." Rohan nodded. "Then you are depending on the wrong thing. Come with me tomorrow morning. I'll show you the difference between motivation and discipline." The next morning, before the first light of dawn, Aarav met Rohan near the village river. The air was crisp. Mist floated above the water. Nearby, an elderly man was carrying heavy sacks of grain again and again. Slowly, silently, without stopping. Rohan said, "He has been working here for decades. Same effort, same seriousness," Aarav whispered. "But he looks tired," Rohan replied. "Yes, but he still works." They approached the old man. Rohan greeted him respectfully. The man smiled at Aarav. Rohan said, "Uncle, please tell him what you once told me." The old man set down a sack and said calmly, "Son, when I was young, I waited for motivation. I worked only when I felt excited. On days I felt tired, I stayed home. On days I felt bored, I gave excuses. And because of that, I stayed poor for many years." Aarav listened carefully. "One day my daughter fell ill. I had no money for her treatment. That day I understood something important." "What?" Aarav asked. "That discipline doesn't care about your mood. Discipline shows up even when your mind says no." From that day on, I decided to work every single day, whether I felt happy or sad. Slowly, my life changed. The old man lifted another sack and added, "Motivation is like morning mist. It looks strong, but disappears quickly. Discipline is like the riverbank, steady, quiet, and always there." Aarav felt something shift inside him. That evening, he sat alone in his little room under the flickering lamp. For the first time, he asked himself honestly, "Am I waiting for motivation? Or am I building discipline?" That night, he made one simple decision. "I will do one hard thing every day, no matter what." The next morning, he rose with the sun. Not because he felt inspired, but because he had decided. His body was heavy. His mind made excuses, but he still got up. He practiced for only half an hour and stopped, but he did not skip. The next day, again half an hour, then a walk in the fields, then helping his parents at home. Some days he felt excited. Many days he felt tired, but he continued. No one clapped. No one praised him. Nothing dramatic happened. Weeks passed, then months. Still no big success, but something strange happened. His focus became stronger, his confidence calmer, his mind sharper. 1 year later, Aarav failed an important test again. That night, he cried, but the next morning he followed his routine. This time, he didn't quit. 2 years later, people began noticing him. He spoke less, worked more, complained never. 3 years later, Aarav succeeded in a major village exam. The same people who once laughed at him now asked, "How did you change so much?" Aarav smiled quietly. "I stopped waiting to feel motivated." 5 years after that cold morning by the river, Aarav stood on a stage in the village square. not in his imagination, but in real life. He looked at hundreds of young faces and said, "I wasted years waiting for motivation. Then discipline found me and saved me." He paused and added, "Motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you finish." The villagers clapped, but Aarav remembered the mornings when nobody saw him wake early, the nights when nobody saw him study, the days when nobody praised his effort. That silent discipline built this loud success. That evening, he visited the riverbank again. The old man was there. Aarav bowed with respect. "You changed my life," the man smiled. "No, son, you changed your habits, and your habits changed your life. If you are watching this and waiting to feel motivated, stop waiting. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. You don't need to change everything today. Just do one small action today. Wake with the sun. Study or work even when you don't feel like it. Stay consistent when results are invisible, because one day, those invisible efforts will create very visible success. Start today. Stay disciplined. Your future is watching you. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a reminder to look within. Subscribe, stay inspired, and never forget, the greatest change begins inside you.